Hey guys, so if you're like me, you're entirely new to the Nikon system, and you may be entirely new to color grade raw video in general. So in the last video, I got a comment about how I achieved those colors, and today I'm gonna show you exactly how I did it. But before we hop into Resolve, I'm gonna give you a quick intro about myself. My name is Myron. I'm a wedding filmmaker from Detroit, Michigan, and I've been doing weddings for about 6 years, and I'm in color grading for just about as long. And the people who mentor me in color grading is Sidney Baker Green, which if you shoot Nikon, you know exactly who he is, and you also know about Wakaz Kazi. That is the second person who mentored me in color grading. And then after learning from those two, I took what I learned and kind of molded it into how I like to color grade, which is what I'm going to show you right now. But I also offer a course of my own strictly for beginners, and that's called the Novice Color Grade Crash Course. And if you like what you see in this video and you're interested in buying the course, I'm offering 20% off with the promo code ZR20. Now let's hop into Resolve. Hey guys, so now we're in Resolve. And this clip was actually shot in Nikon RAW in normal mode. So 780 megabits per second. So the first thing I'm going to show you are my settings. And we're going to go over here to color management. And my color science is DaVinci YRGB. My timeline color space is DaVinci wide gamut intermediate. And my output color space is Rec 709 gamma 2.4. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is actually grab my power grade, my Nikon RAW power grade, and just drop down to my footage. And this right here is how I convert my footage from Nikon RAW to Rec 709. But I also need to go into my RAW tab and actually make sure that my RAW settings are correct, which in this point they are. So the first thing I'm going to do is for my exposure is use my curve tools to create like a filmic contrast. And I'm going to do that by selecting my points, one right here for my highlights, one right here for my shadows. But also I'm going to bring this up and leave one right there. So I can like kind of like round it off because I don't want it super contrast. And then for my midpoints, I'm going to go ahead and click it right there. Now I'm about to just bring this point down just a little bit. And I'm gonna do the same here, just like round it off just a little bit. But then I'm also gonna bring my midtones down just a tad bit. Then I'm gonna raise my highlights a little bit. And I'm also gonna use this to actually help bring them up as well and help them round off a bit better. Now, this right here is actually for my midpoint or my skin tones, or not, sorry, my midtones. So I'm just bringing it down just a bit so I can just see where I like it. And I like it right about there. Now I'm about to add saturation to my image, and I do that by using the HSV color space. And as you can see, I have that selected. And if I go down to my channels, I only have channel 2 selected. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go to my power wheels. I'm going to grab my gain wheel, and I'm just going to bring up my saturation just a bit to about right there. Now, the next thing I'm about to do is actually go down to my look node because this is where I like to develop my look or my overall color grade. And I'm going to do is by bringing my shadows down or my lift wheel down just a bit. And then I'm going to grab my gamma wheel for my midtones and bring that up just a bit. Then I'm going to grab my gain wheel for my highlights and bring it down just a bit. You know, since this was shot so close to midday, I'm not trying to create like a super like sunset look or sunrise look because it won't look real if I do that. I'm just kind of focusing on the colors that the time of the day gave me. And also what I'm about to do right now is just add more cool into my shadows to about right there. I'm gonna take on my gamma wheel just a bit more. Bring down my gain wheel just a bit. Take up my gamma wheels just a bit more. And honestly, I like that right there. And then I'm going to my log wheels because I want to make sure I don't have any colors in my black for color contamination. And I don't think I do. I'm still about to grab my point and just drag it over just a bit. And actually, I did have a little bit, but I cleaned that up really well. Now, the next thing I'm about to do is go back into my contrast node. I'm going to go on my HDR wheel. And I'm actually about to go into my highlight wheel and actually just bring down my highlights just a bit. You can see it on his shirt. You can see it in the sky. Like everything looks better. And this is what I like about RAW, because if this was shot in log, I wouldn't be able to recover my sky as much. I would have had to make sure I nail my exposure, which I did here, but it would have just looked totally different. But as you can see, there's still a lot of detail left in this sky. But what I am about to do is actually go into my white balance node. And this is actually where I do some of my exposure as well, because in here, if I right click it and I go into gamma, I'm actually using the linear gamma to actually work with my exposure. So if I go here, I'm just gonna grab my gain wheel again. Actually, let me go to my power wheel first. I'm gonna grab my gain wheel again. I'm just gonna bring up my exposure just a bit. And then I'm going I'm gonna come back down to my power wheel. I'm gonna go to my pivot and I'm gonna type in 0.336 because that's the gray point for DaVinci wide gamut. I'm gonna grab my contrast slider and I'm just gonna add just a little bit of contrast into it to maybe about there. Then I'm gonna come back down, grab my contrast, and come back down to my contrast node. Grab my curves like down here and just bring it down just a bit. Just a little bit like that. Now I'm about to go into my hue versus hue. I'm gonna select all my colors. I'm gonna grab my yellow point and I'm just gonna bring it up just a bit, just to help with the skin tones just a bit, to about right there. And then I'm gonna grab my greens. I'm just sliding them around. I'm gonna bring them down to more blue, to about right there. And then I'm gonna grab my cyan and just bring it up just a little bit to about there. I'm gonna grab my blue, bring it up a little bit to about right there. And then I'm gonna grab my magenta, just bring that up as well. Now I'm in hue versus set. And what I'm about to do is just bring down that cyan and that blue just a bit. I'm gonna grab my blue point, just bring it down just a little bit. And do the same with my cyan. Just a little bit. Because I'm not trying to make my sky look cartoonish. I want it to look pretty real. So I'm just trying to find that sweet spot, which is probably about right there. And so far, these are my colors, and I like them a lot. But I'm also about to desaturate my greens just a bit, or even my yellows, actually. So if I grab my yellow point, because me doing that actually helped bring down my green just a bit. So about right there. Now I'm about to grab my green point, just bring it down just a bit. As you can see, everything looking proper, everything looking good. Now there's a couple things I need to do. I'm gonna actually delete this node first. I'm gonna go in Dehancer. I'm gonna drop that on. I'm going to actually disable all my tools. I'm going to go into my film grain. I'm just gonna bring this down to about right there. Actually, I don't even like that. We're gonna go to we're gonna go to 35 millimeter ISO 50. And now I'm going to just slide that down to about right there. I like that a little bit better. But then I'm about to go to bloom. And I'm actually about to bring that down a lot too. Right there. I just wanted to, if I do that, I just wanted to add like a slight glow to the edge. I don't want it to like overpower the image. And then the next thing I did with this shot when I was actually working on it the first time is, let me add another node. And actually let me bring that back on. I'm gonna go to my effects. I'm gonna find my depth map. I'm gonna bring that down. Then I'm gonna open up these these tabs. And I'm about to adjust my map levels. And instead of using windows, I'm using this to actually create my window. Instead of using a power window, I'm using this to create my windows. I'm just gonna bring this here. To about right there. And then I'm gonna just bring that there as well. So I have him selected pretty well. And now I'm about to go down to post-processing. That just helps out a little bit more. I'm just about to clean this up just a little bit more. To about right there, pretty much. Yeah, right there is good. So I'm about to invert it. Take that off. Actually deselect this as well. And what I'm about to do is go to my HDR wheel, grab my global slider, and just bring that down. Because by doing that, I'm actually having him stand out a little bit more. And then if I bring my dehancer node back on, that's how I got my overall look. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. So I hope you liked that lesson, and I hope you see that the Nikon RAW can look just as gorgeous as the R3D. Really what matters is how you shoot it, what time of day, and how you color grade it. If you're not exposing your image properly, then no amount of color grading can actually help you get the image you want. So if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Sub to the channel, like the video, and if you're interested in buying the course, take advantage of that 20% off for the next 2 weeks. And what you're seeing today will be added to the crash course as well, along with that video clip so you can download it and practice. I hope you guys have a good summer, and I'll see you in the next one.